and welcome to How to Get the Work You Really Want. It's a brilliant name, actually, because we're living in a time where we want to get what we really want, not what we think we can get. It's really about what we want to get. My name is Ashanti Bentil-Dhue. Welcome. And for the next few minutes or so, we will be talking about how you get the work you really want, how you approach career change, and how you find meaning essentially in your career. We're going to be talking about how you stop working for money, maybe by itself, working because we have to, and also working in the way we've always been told we have to work, because that's really key here in this conversation. So, where do we start? We're going to throw the rule book away. If nothing else, has become apparent in this current climate, is that the rules don't matter. So the way we've been doing things when it comes to work, finding work and working has now changed in an irreversible way. Whether that's because we're working remotely now, whether that's because we're using technology and or social media to find work, to be at work, the rules have now gone. So unlike other talks that talk about how you maybe write lists, etc., we're leaning into deciding and controlling our own narratives. So don't worry about the rules. Don't worry about maybe what friends who've known you for a long time think about what you could do right now. Don't worry about that annoying manager that you might have had for quite a while who doesn't necessarily see or use all of your talents and skills. Right now is about you. What is it that you want? Free of all of the perceptions, the ideas that we have of ourselves because of the way we've been doing things, or even the ones that other people have about us. When we're in a place of career change, whether it's unexpected, wanted, welcome, or sudden, we have to free ourselves of the ideas and the thoughts that other people have about us and really lean into what we want. What are our talents, strengths, and skills? Now, it can be tough if we're going through a hard time right now. Maybe we've been made redundant. Maybe our income has just disappeared just like that. Or we've been on furlough for quite a while and we've been grappling with life in this climate. It's totally okay to go back to what we used to do maybe as children and dream and hope and imagine. Create a Pinterest board. Put images in that suit you, that make you feel happy, that make you look forward to a future. This kind of exercise, this is why we use these kind of images, bring some color back into your career road mapping. Really think about the things you enjoy doing, okay? The things that may not have been a part of your job description before. What do you want your job description to be now? What is it that you really enjoy? The best companies and businesses are made up of people who are each doing their zone of genius. And now is an opportunity for you to maybe rediscover or define your zone of genius and look for work or create work that sits in that bucket. So be playful, be imaginative, vision board, even if you just write notes in your phone, or you loved a good old fashioned journal. In fact, journaling is really, really helpful. Now, it can be hard to slow the brain down, to sometimes detach ourselves from life's, problems. But journaling or vision boarding, finding some way to really dig deeper and think about our strengths, our skills, the things that make us happy. What are we most happy doing? And as I say, this has to be free of the rules, of the perceptions of others on us, and maybe what we may have been paid or received money to do before. So get really creative. What are your talents? What are your strengths? And what are your skills? What we're looking for here is the sweet spot between all of those things, the sweet spot between all of those things. So that's the first thing you can do when you're approaching a career change and you're trying to find meaningful work. It has to mean something to you. And only you can define what that meaning is and what that meaning looks like. Okay, so journaling is really, really helpful. And let me tell you, as somebody who is an overachiever, A-type kind of person, my foundational life and career really was in the law and finance. These are not sectors traditionally that want you to use your own imagination. And so it can be quite difficult if you've been in the corporate world for years to suddenly be asked to think about your hopes, your dreams. Do you enjoy painting? Do you enjoy gardening? Do you enjoy sewing or knitting? The list goes on and on. Maybe you're a comic fan. It is now the time to sit down and list those things out, because you can actually create income or be paid. So if you're going into paid employment again, or you'd like to freelance or become a consultant or start your own business, you can absolutely be paid for those talents, strengths, and skills. And here's the thing. Think about the money. So not all of us are motivated by money. Maybe we don't want to be paid more. But one thing is for sure, when you're approaching a career change and you're trying to find the right role for yourself, you're trying to find a career or create a career with meaning. Being able to live life at whatever level, in whatever way that you want, desire, and prefer is a part of that. So even if you're not motivated by money, maybe you enjoy working in the charity sector or doing not-for-profit activities and endeavors, you still need to be able to finance your own life. And this is an area, when it comes to finding meaning in career, that often gets overlooked. Whatever your expenses are, whatever financial goals you have, you need to make sure that you have that in mind as a priority. Because what tends to happen is, if we're not fulfilled financially according to our lifestyle and desires, it's really hard to see, feel, and experience meaning in a career. So have your eye on the money. And maybe you might have an unhealthy relationship with money, and not just with regards to maybe the way you spend it or being in debt. It could be the way you view money in general. So sometimes we might have to work on our mindset and being comfortable talking about money, being comfortable knowing how much money we want to earn, being comfortable in expressing or communicating that with a potential employer. Our money mindset is really key here, because once you can be comfortable with money and what it is that you need, it helps you to lean on those strengths, those talents and skills, and more importantly, value them, whether you're looking for a paid job or you're looking to create income for yourself. So we look at strengths, talents, and skills. We have to get our money mindset right at a career junction. What do we need to earn? What do we want to earn? And then here's where we get organized. Here's where we think about how we can map our skills, strengths, and talents to what the market is asking for. This is the other sweet spot. Right now, during a global pandemic, there are industries that are thriving. There are also industries that have thrown the rule book away with regards to how they hire and recruit. So now's the time to get organized. What sector would you like to work in? What sector would you like to create a job within? You need to get organized, choose a sector, and then also put down maybe your top employer choices. So get organized. List out exactly and very intentionally where and when and who you want to work with. And this works, as I say, whether you're looking for paid employment or you're trying to create income on your own terms, and find the meaning in that. Because things feel more meaningful when we're doing what we really want to do and we're working with people we want to work with. So that is a key point here. Get organized, choose, and intentionally pursue and seek out companies, industries, and people that you want to work with. And here's a key thing here. This is the difference. Market your expertise. Whether you're looking for a job or not, or you're starting a business, What you want to do is market your expertise. Half of the selling, half of being able to clinch a new opportunity or a job is in being able to market your expertise. And your expertise is that sweet spot between strength, talent, and skill. And then when you're marketing yourself, it's understanding and knowing how to communicate the transformative value that you bring to that employer or to that potential client. Okay, so market your expertise. Don't get hung up on the specifics of a job description or even the specifics of a particular service. You know, you don't have to come up with neat packages that make sense, that are all, you know, boxed in. You want to concentrate on marketing your expertise. Show people why you are the authority, why you are credible, why you are the thought leader in your industry, in your sector, in your space. And you need to do that relentlessly. This is the part that isn't so open-ended or negotiable. We have to market ourselves consistently and market our expertise. So what is it that we know that our employer, potential employer or potential client needs? What is it about us? What is our authority in this area? And more importantly, how does that transform them and get them the results that they're looking for? And this is the point. We may not be comfortable with social media. We may not be comfortable with being known and seen, but we have to get noticed by a potential employer or client. So yes, we need to get comfortable with making our expertise famous. So even if we don't want to be famous, our expertise, our credibility has to be famous. Okay, so we focus on becoming famous, our expertise becoming famous, so that we can secure the right role for us that is in that sweet spot of our talent, our strength, and our skills. Now, I know this fabulous program already has a talk on LinkedIn, but trust me when I say that over 55% of decision makers and hiring managers are on LinkedIn. Now, what I'm not encouraging you to do is go on there and just use the job search function. Go on there and market your expertise. And that talk that's on the program will look at that in much more detail. But you have to market your expertise to the audience you're trying to get noticed by. So don't go onto LinkedIn and only connect with people you know or you've worked with before. They're not looking to hire you. You need to reach out to and be noticed by, connect with, engage, build relationships with the people that you want to get noticed by. This is really key. So LinkedIn, out of all of the platforms right now, only 1% of the over 700 million users on LinkedIn are using it daily. That means you can get noticed if you choose to market your expertise in front of the people you want to get noticed by on there. So that's it. The search here is to find yourself, find what you want, and then find a company or a client that aligns with what it is that you desire and would like to find meaning in your career. So this is where you can find me on Twitter and on LinkedIn, of course, if you want to reach out and you have any questions about how to find meaning in your career. Thank you for joining us.